in November, the first edition of the End Times.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be released. So do you want to give people a breakdown? Because this is an unusual format as well, too.
So this is another risk, right? Like directing a short film, that's a risk.
Yeah.
Risk is good.
Right.
And in this case, I just had an itch I wanted to scratch. I had the idea of a newspaper, like a novel told in the form of a newspaper. You know, you got to always have like hurdles in your life.
Right.
If you're not jumping over a higher and higher hurdle, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like, so in this case, like, making it an epistolary novel in essence. I've always loved epistolary novels like Dracula, you know, where you've got like a combination of letters and diary entries adding up into a novel. And Carrie by Stephen King is another one of those. And anyways, like sometimes when you take an unfamiliar strategy, like when you defamiliarize the reader with what they're encountering, they're more likely to be vulnerable and emotionally moved.
Right.
So anyways, it's post-apocalyptic and it's called The End Times. And every month you're going to get delivered to your doorstep or to your inbox because you can do a physical subscription or a digital subscription. Every month you're getting delivered to your inbox or doorstep, you know, the story of this town, the story of a town that's in trouble. And the suspense is enhanced by the month-to-month delivery. More and more voices join the paper as time goes on, so it becomes kind of like this larger chorus. And
including a special person.
Including Mr. King.
Yeah.
Mr. King, I took a swing. You know, I've been able to...
Another risk.
It was another risk. It was one I held off on for a while, because I've, you know, he's kindly blurbed a few of my books.
Yeah.
I interviewed him on stage. I didn't want to be annoying, be that guy who's like bugging him.
Yeah.
5 million people a day are bugging him.
Right.
But I finally was like, well, he could just say no.
Yeah. Because
So
I've
I
heard
asked
some
him-
people call him Steve, right? But like
Steve, Uncle Steve.
Right. But are you still at Steven or are you at Steve now?
I call him Steve.
Yeah, see?
yeah.
So you're getting in there. Yeah, so
yeah.
keep going. Yeah.
So anyways, he agreed to join it. And, you know, it's basically the world of The Stand. That's one of the things I pitched him. But it's also, I read The Green Mile as, you know, a serialized novel. Maybe not everybody knows this, but when The Green Mile first came out, it came out in installments. So I would go to the bookstore once a month, or maybe it was every 2 weeks, I can't remember, and I'd pick up, you know, these small installments that added up into this larger story.
Like
Absolutely
Charles
loved
Dickens
that.
did back in the day.
Dickens did. And King has done other experiments as well. You know, he's published stuff through his website and such. And I wanted to you know, do this experiment, and by inviting him in, it just became that much more meaningful.
Right.
So he is publishing in it under the byline of Claudia Inez Bachman.
Oh.
So,
right.
if you are familiar with Richard Bachman, Stephen King's pseudonym, Claudia is his wife. She shows up in the Dark Tower series. So, in a crazy way, this story ties into Stephen King's universe.
Wow. That guy's good at that for building the universe. Like you talk about the Percy universe. King's got a whole universe. Like, it's really impressive.
I worship at the at the altar of King. So everything I learned from Stephen King.
This has been a notable audio moment hand-picked from My Summer Lair, a podcast hosted by Sammy Younan. Visit mysummerlair.com for all the delightful details.